Yes. Yes. Yes.
So this is a very small program. You can see what we are trying to we are doing only single division. Okay, I equal to I by 0. By value of I is 1, 1 by 0. Anything by 0 it is will not handle. That is not the proper calculation. Okay, 0 by 100 we can write, but 100 by 0 will not work. It's I mean it's a wrong statement. Okay, a wrong calculation. Okay. Normally in mathematics side also it is wrong. So in this kind of scenario, what will happen? Since it is an integer by 0 we are doing. So from programming level, it is hitting the memory. Memory will not able to handle this kind of calculation about programming. So automatic will throw the runtime error. So instead of throwing runtime error, we can capture those runtime error using this class catch cxxy0 divide. If this is catch, and it will display this kind of message divide by 0 catch. Okay, so we can avoid the runtime exceptions basically, and we can display the proper messages. So here we have in SAP's that root tree like this. Okay, CX root is the standard class for the exceptions, and we have this CX statics check, dynamic check, no check. We have 3 subclasses. This is only inherited by the CX class. CX class is the main class, and these 3 classes are inherited by the CX root. So we are using in different situations. Okay, if you are using normal kind of exceptions, there is no specific things. The data will not be dynamic. Now 0 divide those kind of scenario, right? We can use basic statics check, and some scenarios value will be dynamic in the calculation level, and that exception we can't able to handle. Then we can use dynamic check. Few things we can't able to check this enhance exception that we can use CX no check. So instead of this, if you're getting confused, you can directly use CX root also in the code level. We'll use in that CX root in our code. So basically, this is a method we wrote, but we always should write exception part for every method. Okay. So data CX root type ref2. Not like this. CX root MB text type string, and we have to write like this. Try. After this, you have to write catch. Try. So this is a basic structure. So we are catching the exception here. The exceptions will copy to this one because this is the object of this class. We declare already here. Now MO object having standard methods. You can see exception classes having these static components. Okay, so we have 2 methods: get text, get source position, text ID. So this get text returns a text description for the exception. So this returns a point at which the exception is occurred. Line number and all we can capture using the source position. Okay, I'm going to use get text now to display the message. So MB text, which we declare MB text equal to MO object. So how we are referring the method using single arrow mark, since this is the object. Method name is get text. Get text having the return parameter which returns a message, and we can write the message MB text type message. So this way we have to handle exceptions in the code level. Okay. When these exceptions will call, if we are doing wrong things in the program, this is a select queries. Select queries will not get any kind of error here. Okay, so we don't have any chance to get error here, but If there is a wrong programming we define when we are calling another method for parameters having some mandatory parameters, but we are passing as the optional parameters, that time it will throw the error. Automatically it will land it here, it will call the exception. This method will return the exact error into this MB text that we can display using message queue. Okay, so you can prefer always use to CX root only. CX root is the standard class. If I double click this, it will open the class. I can see it. Get text, get source position. Get text, we can ask why we directly use, we have in if message, but it might be part of, I can see here, alias. Are you able to remember here? We mentioned get text only, and in code also we use as a get text only directly. We didn't mention interface name. I can ask why we didn't use the interface name in this. When we call that embo object, iPhone, interface, negotiation, get text. This is a process we supposed to call, but why we call directly get text? We have a alias option here. In alias, they mention simply get text on same name only they mention. So since we have alias, we are referring with alias name this one. Okay. So this blocks on will explain how to write in this method level. Try catch we how to rise. Okay. We have hundreds of exception class, standard exception class. Okay, we will not get understand this moment. So what I suggest, whenever you do development, you just use CX root. That is enough. CX root having this get text method. We can call this method in the code. It will capture the message and we can simply display that. Okay. Sometimes in the report level, see, this is the normal code we are using. Where is that? Yeah. Example, some developments in the code level, we are using some standard classes. Example, I'll go to SC24, I'll open one class. So this is one standard class we are regularly using for example, I want to take a SAP screenshot. We are calling this screenshot method. And if you wanted to select input from the user, we are using F4 option. We have now F4 underscore file name. Instead of it, we have one more file open dialog. If you see, if I open this method, we'll have code similar to file F4 underscore file name, similar kind of code only. If I try to execute, we'll try to execute if it is possible. Yes. GA file open dialog. Yes, are able to see? I'm executing individual method. This is similarly, it is working F4. If we select the file here, see that will be returning in this file table. You can see it. File path is selected. So this method we can call in our report. So there are a number of methods. If we call get screenshot, see, I just click, it is asking the screenshot of my screen. That's a server is trying to take screenshot of SAP active window. Do you want all of this? Yes. So that will return the image in this format. This is the encrypted image name. I can see MIME type is image/PNG format, and this is the encrypted file size. Okay, so if you use that, we can convert it and we can display file into our local machine. Okay, so in this type of classes, get IP address, we wanted to capture the IP address. This is the IP address of the current system. Okay, this is laptop IP address. So there are many options here. Geo upload, geo download. You can see we have geo download, upload. Within the code also, we are calling standard methods only, that which we use. 0 byte transferred, upload, because I didn't give any file name here. That is why it's not uploaded. But geo download, it is similar. If you see those methods inside, nothing is, it is similar to standard geo upload. See, geo download, they are calling again geo download function module only. Nothing is there. So what they did, they are also converted procedure-oriented code into object-oriented code. In geo down upload also, you can see they are calling method only, function model only they are calling. Okay, in this type of classes when we are using, so we have to check any exceptions classes are available here. We can also check in the forums what is the exception class for these classes. So that time we'll get to know that. Here it is not available, but we can check in the forums what is the exception class for that particular class. If any exception class there, prefer to use those exception class, because all the exception classes are inherited by this class only, CX root. Okay, instead of using individual classes, we can directly use the CX root. This is having capability to capture all exceptional messages, all kind of exceptions in ABAP. Okay. Any other points we have to mention here? So now I'll explain, we can create exceptional class-based exceptions, because if you go in the initial screen, we can also create exception classes. Yes, we have here option. Okay. Yes. Exception classes, we should start with CX. CL means normal class, CX for exceptional class. We can take static, or we can also take root as a super class. We can copy that. Okay. And these exceptions, instead of using standard exceptions, we can also raise our own exceptions. Okay, this is copied already. You can write your own 2-3 methods, and these methods can be called in the exceptions. If you wanted to show our own exceptions, if you see get text, it is also calling another class, another method. CL message helper, they are calling this method get long text, get text for message. So this is capturing this messages from the standard table. T00, one key they mentioned, but T00, T100 is a standard table for messages. Here it is not there. Okay. So actually T100 is a standard class for all the messages. So this class is trying to read the message, whatever is generated in the screen level, at bottom level. You can see inside they are calling different code. So we can write our own messages also, custom messages. And that methods we can call in the code level. Understood, guys? So in get text, we have parameters, right? We have written parameters. So in this result, we are passing data. Instead of that, we can write our own method here. So we can read the messages from here, or you can directly assign result equal to material data is not found. And these messages we can assign to result, and that can be displayed in the reporting level. Okay, classes cannot be inherited directly from the CX root. Already exists. Why it is not allowing directly inherited from the superclass? If we go here, this we consider as a superclass. If you go here, CX, if I open CX root, so there is a restrictions we have here. That is why it is not inherited. Why there is a restrictions here, guys? Are you able to see here which kind of method it is? Which kind of class it is? Out of these 4 options, which one is selected? Are you able to see this?
Yeah, sir.
It's an abstract class. So abstract class cannot be inherited. That is the next one. So I wanted to show this abstract class cannot be inherited. So instead of abstract class, what we are doing, abstract class can be accessed, abstract class methods can be accessed by inheriting the abstract class. Now abstract class is inherited with this subclass, CL static. This CL static class I use as a super class for my exception class. So here we can write the messages. We can open the implementation. We can write and go to the main class, come to the methods. Here we have to activate always. All together will activate at a time. Now, whenever we wanted to display exceptional messages, we can directly access this method. And this method will return that material does not form. Okay. So this is get text is automatically identified by the system. This we are not identifying, we are just pushing the custom messages. Okay. So this way we can create exceptions also. Okay. Now come to the local class. We'll get abstract thing. We have less time, we'll discuss. Abstract class. Okay, singleton are all done. Abstract is pending. Abstract is a special kind of class which cannot be instantiated. We can't able to create object for this class. We can only instantiate the subclass of abstract class if they are not abstract. Even if subclass also abstract, then that is also not accessible. So abstract class should have at least an abstract method. Okay, so abstract methods are methods without any implementation, which is having only declaration part. So why we are using abstract class, we can define some common functionalities in abstract class. Abstract class is super class. Subclass also we can define as abstract, but mainly, and which requirements we are using, we are defining as a super class is abstract class. We are defining all common functionalities in the super class. Then we will do that inheritance. Now CX root is the abstract class which is having all capability to capture the exceptions, but we inherited those CX root into 3 parts. Right? In this format, static check, dynamic check, and no check. So these 3 having individual functionality in reporting level. Okay. That is a topic. So that can be created in the sub, that can be derived or redefine the methods in the subclass, and subclass can be create the object. Through that object, we can access the methods. Through that object, we can define the code, or we can access those methods through subclass of object of subclass. Okay, I will write the report for this. Start. Class is a good program. Click on save. Save on the transport. You can see I'm just creating classes. I'm defining as abstract. If you write this keyword, this will act as abstract class. We can do the inheritance. This is a structure, right? Public section. I'm just defining the methods. Okay, 2 methods we declare. At least one method should be abstract. Okay, I'm just adding abstract here. Yes. So if you click on check, you can see it is asking implementation only for subclass, sub method. Okay, I'm asking a redefinition of C2 addition. Why it is asking? Are you able to see this all the errors? So these are all interview questions. Addition, we make it as abstract method in the abstract class without implementation. Subclass, sub addition, subtraction method, we did the implementation. So in abstract class, we should have at least one abstract method without implementation, and another methods can have implementation, but that implementation can be also redefined. Now we will not able to create an object for this class since it is abstract. So now we do the inheritance. Since we are doing inheritance, it is directly it is asking first do this implementation for this. So we have to redefine first and we have to implement. Okay. Public methods, addition, redefinition. Okay. So here we have to implement that. Method, addition. See, error is gone. Subtraction anyway, we don't need to do redefine because that anyway it will copy to subclass because we are doing inheritance. Subclass code also will be copied automatically. Now we can access the object LOC2 type set to C2, create object LOC2, call method LOC2, subtraction I can do. Okay, MB out. What we are getting for the subtraction. Subtraction we are accessing through class C2 object, but is the subtraction is implemented in C2? This is implemented in C1. How this is copied here? Because of inheritance. If I create this type ref2 for C1 class, here you cannot generate instant of abstract class. Okay, for abstract class, what is abstract class? Abstract class is a class with at least one abstract method and cannot be created as an instant for the class. These three things we have to say. And how to access abstract class methods, we have to access through subclass. And abstract method can be redefined in the subclass. These 5 points you have to say. Understood, guys? Message is very less, but interview point, it is very important. Any doubt on abstract class?
No, sir.
Abstract class is a class with at least one abstract method that anyway I have mentioned here. It is already there here. But what we need to say in the interview point of view, abstract class cannot be instantiate. Can be instantiate using subclass. Abstract method can be redefined in subclass. Object cannot be created. Object can be created for subclass, at least one abstract method. Okay. And that abstract method can be redefined in the subclass. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I'm expecting from you guys, you just do practice of all these object-oriented scenarios multiple times. Note down all your queries, and I'll give you the assessment maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow.